Hojin had a great semi-finals performance all centered around the theme of imagination, which stretched our reality with what's possible when it comes to magic. Hojin begins by looking at his hands, making sure that they're nice and clean in this post-pandemic world, and subtly, in an obvious way, showing that they're empty, before producing a photo out of nowhere of a 1-year-old version of himself, talking about when the real magic began for him. He places the photo on a board filled with other photographic memories, which we don't get to explore, but you know that in his full show each of these photos tell a story and have a routine related to them. You can see one of the photos is him at FISM, where he won first place back in 2016 for his manipulation act. I'll put a link in the description to that act so that you can check it out after this video. In the middle of the board is a yellow piece of paper with the word imagination written on it. Hojin takes it off and casually walks to his table, smiling his smile as a way to disarm you from the onslaught of magic he is about to unleash upon you. Underlying this theme of imagination is the sub-theme of time, going back to when he was a child with a tick 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 in the music, where anything was possible in his imagination, and here we see him playing. Then we see this amazing flurry of blink and you'll miss it pieces of visual magic. So let's go back and break it down and enjoy it together. The imagination card turns into a watch, which is a popular social media trick where a playing card turns into a watch for some reason. And while most everyone performed it the same way, here Hojin gives it some context with a sub-theme of time. And as a technical note, I marked out when he took a flat piece of paper off the board and then turned into a physical 3D watch. So good. Just as soon as you realize there's a watch, it transforms into a paintbrush, because which kid doesn't love to paint? Just ask my boys. He paints a line in mid-air which turns into a little bouncy ball, but who wants a bouncy ball where you can have a big tennis ball? As soon as you're done playing, it's time for more art, this time with a crown and a twinkle in Hojin's eye as it rolls across the table. Crowns always break, but this one stretches into a balloon? Do we blow it up? Nope, it's a Rubik's Cube, and the sheer look of delight in Hojin's eyes proves his level is over 9,000, as he's never been frustrated playing with one of these. When I look at a Rubik's Cube, I just get frustrated trying to solve it. I just want to break it or just shake it all up until it's nothing, you know? But I digress, and of course he solves the cube, but we only see it solved on the yellow side, and that's all we need to see because reasons of art. The cube turns into a little yellow car, but why drive small where you can drive big? Then we get a wonderfully sweet callback to his audition routine where the car turns into a big yellow feather. Somewhere Big Bird just felt a little pluck. Hojin looks up, so we look up, and the feather turns into a confetti of little feathers. The imagination card returns and it flies back onto the board magically. If you watched all that and can only think, I know how he made all those things turn into those other things, then you've been watching it all wrong, because method is not the focus here. Although if we are to focus on it, the way in which he facilitates the transformations of the various objects has been fine-tuned to precision. There are at least 10 objects in play throughout the short sequence, which is a lot of parts to keep track of and get right. The last thing you want is the car crashing into the brush, getting magical paint everywhere. I can only imagine how creatively fun it was for Hojin to work out how it all comes together. Then we get to the board where the pace changes from fast and frantic to slow and reflective. With a wave of his hands, the photos disappear. These memories are complete and there's only one more piece of imagination he wants to make a reality. The photo of him as a child turns into a photo of him at America's Got Talent, something he hasn't won yet. The letters of imagination disappear, leaving A, G, and a faraway T. But that's not a problem for the magician, just blow it across and pick it up off the board, which methodologically makes magicians swoon. Hojin gives us one last look and a smile before breathing a sigh of relief and receiving a standing ovation. In the judges' comments, Simon took credit for saying no in the audition, which apparently resulted in Hojin coming up with a much better semi-final performance. But that's rubbish, because Hojin would have had this routine practically honed to perfection before he actually performed it, with minor changes here and there. But that's reality TV for you, so I can't fault the fakeness for what it is. Fake. Hojin made it to the finals with this performance, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he pulls off next. I'm sure he has something beautiful planned up his sleeve. Will he pull out his FISM winning manipulation act or something new? Either way, I'll provide my commentary on it when it drops. Until next time, check out my thoughts on the audition or this random video and have a magical day.